Hi everyone, I am Janre Yanela Ayangco, and today I will be evaluating my classmates' Zero Waste Challenge project using the T.E.A.C.H framework that I had in my FMA2. So this framework helps assess the effectiveness of advocacy and social mobilization programs across 5 key areas, and those are: for letter T, targeting; for letter A, empowerment; letter A, awareness and attitude shift; and communication strategy effectiveness; and for the letter H is holistic and sustainable change. So let's break down how the Zero Waste Challenge aligns with each of these components. So first, let's talk about targeting. So the evaluation question here is, are we engaging the right people in the right message? So, Zero Waste Challenge targets a broad audience aiming to reach 1 million individuals and 100,000 businesses, which is a key for mass participation and driving change in waste management. So, the program also emphasizes engagement with businesses and communities and highlights strategic partnerships for additional support like funding and app development. However, while the program touches on relevant issues like poverty and waste management, it doesn't explicitly mention vulnerable groups such as low-income communities or informal waste workers who could be significantly impacted by waste and would benefit from this initiative. So for the recommendation to improve targeting, the program could further highlight the involvement of early adopters, opinion leaders, and vulnerable groups. So next, we'll look at empowerment. So the key question here is, are the people just passive recipients, or are they involved as co-creators and decision makers? So the Zero Waste Challenge encourages community and participation through the mobile app, social media, and community-led initiatives, which is a step away from passive engagement. However, it is unclear if participants are actively involved in decision-making or in creating the content and strategies of the program. So for the recommendation, to truly empower communities, the program could involve participants in co-creating solutions and designing waste reduction campaigns, as well as having a hand in app development and content creation. So this would give them sense of ownership and greater impact on the program's outcome. So moving on to awareness and attitude shift. So the evaluation question here is, has the advocacy raised awareness and positive influenced beliefs? So the program does a great job of tackling a critical issue, which is global management, and uses gamified digital activism, educational content, and social media to increase awareness. However, while the program aims to affect individual behaviors through the social ecological model, there's a little focus on directly measuring attitude shift over time. So for the recommendation, a more explicit focus on attitude shift, including ways to measure and track changes in beliefs about waste management, would strengthen the program's impact in altering public perceptions. So now let's discuss communication strategy effectiveness. So the key question here is, are the messages clear and memorable and culturally appropriate? The communication strategy includes digital tools like the mobile app and social media, which seem effective in reaching a broad audience. However, while the program addresses local issues like the sachet economy in the Philippines, there isn't much mention of how culturally relevant the messages are. So to really resonate with the target audience, the messaging could include more local customs, language, and community-driven content. So for the recommendation to enhance cultural relevance, the program could tailor its content to local traditions, language, and community practices, possibly through storytelling or collaborating with local figures. So finally, let's look at holistic and sustainable change. So the evaluation question here is, did the program create lasting changes and extend beyond awareness? So the Zero Waste Challenge program focuses on long-term sustainability, addressing issues like sachet economy, waste segregation, and policy gaps. So with a solid monitoring and evaluation plan, including data collection and sustainability strategies, the program is well positioned to create long-lasting change. However, the focus on long-term impact beyond awareness could be more explicitly highlighted, especially regarding the sustainability of initiatives after the program ends. So for the recommendation to further strengthen its approach, the program could measure the evolution of its app and track how communities continue waste reduction efforts long after the program ends. So the Zero Waste Challenge is a strong, well thought out initiative that targets a broad audience and utilizes digital tools and community participation effectively. So it tackles an urgent global issues and has the potential to drive long-term sustainable change. However, the program could benefit from more focus on co-creation with stakeholders, clearer measures for attitude shift, and culturally relevant messaging. Additionally, strengthening the sustainability of the program beyond its initial implementation phase would ensure its lasting impact. So this evaluation highlights both the strengths and areas for improvement in the Zero Waste Challenge. So with some adjustments to its empowerment strategies, awareness measurements, and sustainability efforts, so this program has potential to make a significant lasting impact in addressing the global waste crisis. And that is all for my peer evaluation. Thank you so much for watching.